Okay, in this video, I'm going to show you how Australia, South America, Russia, Kazakhstan, India and Pakistan, China, Chad in Africa, and Saudi Arabia. I'm going to show you what they all have in common. All of these locations have something in common. In order for me to explain that, I'm going to show you this little video I just made called The Undulating Force of Water. As you can see here, we have a nice little river with a good little current, strong enough to push a rock and strong enough to make an undulating force that digs a trough into the sediment. Therefore, you get a corrugated ripple pattern. Okay? So it's able to dig a big hole in the ground. All right? So, starting off in Australia, we've got a beautiful double cataract formation. Okay? This is a double cataract formation right here. Then this here we see a different current direction where it's off by a few degrees. And we also get another double cataract formation. Okay? And right next to it, we get what we've seen earlier, which is the undulating force of a water current. Okay? So it's the same thing that's going on here, a current like this, which it had a sinusoidal like motion to it. That's exactly it right here. But it was way bigger than this. This is probably like 8 feet tall. Okay? But imagine how big that would have been here in Australia. Okay, let's check the wavelength. Almost 1 mile. Okay, let's check the amplitude. From 8 meters to 35 meters. Let's see, let's do some quick math on that. Okay, 35 minus 8 times 3.28, 88 feet. So the amplitude of this is about 8 feet, right? This is, I believe that's the Waimea River being broken open to create that standing wave. They get a lot of rainfall, and that river was just ready to break open, and it had an amplitude of 8 feet. This has an amplitude of 88 feet, right? So that's over 10 times the amplitude, but the wavelength, is nearly a mile. And then we also get these perfect circular depressions, right? I could just call these scabs, right? Scab is a very vague term. People get confused and think they're Carolina bays, but they're actually scours from the undulating force of a water current, right? So when we look at this, we see how there's not an even distribution, but there's kind of a pocket right here. That's the most steep. That's what creates something like this. Okay. So we got two current directions there. Let's go over here and look at how perfect these circles are. So beautiful. Let's get a little measurement on this one. 2.5 miles. I like how the circles make a perfect ring around it like this, kind of in a decreasing pattern. It's so ornamental. Okay. And then we got some other beauties. This landscape is one of the most beautiful scablands in the world, and it's just so rich for natural beauty. And because they're all salt scablands, you can infer that it was made by ocean currents, which, even though that's more inland, this being a massive feature of an ocean current erosion makes us think, oh, absolutely, the ocean current was also over here. I mean, this cataract here, double cataract formation, it's shallow, but it's still 58 miles wide. So that's way bigger than Potholes Coulee, that's for sure. Okay, now time to go to South America. We also find the corrugated ripple pattern. We also find the circular scabs. And we also see them with the characteristic flat face and tail, right? That's a scarp edge and then a tail. And they'll make triangular shapes a lot. That's a sure way to know. This spot here is a good one. Look at these troughs. Now these could have gone parallel, and you can see that these plunge pools kind of have a tail going this way and a big front edge here. That kind of gives us an idea of a parallel water path. But we can see that the current switched many directions because of the way that these come across here. That's the sign of a curving current. And currents love to curve. And that's what makes complicated erosion. Okay, so this scablands here is also very close to the ocean. And it's a salt scablands indeed. So that makes us think that it's the current, the ocean current, that's making these drumlins and these scours that are all filled with salt in the cataract formations. Right here, here's another double cataract. They love to come in pairs. Right, that one's about the size of Potholes Coulee. Definitely more shallow though. Okay, now we're in Russia. That's the Arctic Ocean. Okay, this is a river basin here. Very wide river basin. Let's check the width. In miles, 17 miles. We see fluvial lobes on this river basin. Right, you can see the current went this way. Lobes came down this way. See the directional features? They're coming down this way. And then we also get all these circular scabs.